The Rutgers Scarlet Knights travel to Champaign, Illinois to take on the Illinois Fighting Illini, who are reeling after a 42-25 loss to the Washington Huskies on the road. Rutgers is coming off of an electric last-minute victory over the Purdue Boilermakers. They were down early in that game, looked as if things might spiral out of control, but much like Texas overcoming a vaunted tough effort from Mississippi State, Rutgers overcomes a hard-fought, passionate effort from Purdue, and Purdue is still searching for its first Big Ten victory since the 2023 season. Before I continue, liking the video, watching the video all the way through, and commenting your thoughts down below are the best ways to support the channel, as they help push me into the algorithm, help me to receive a larger paycheck that I can use to reinvest in producing elite analysis for you all. Subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell, sharing the video around, and supporting us in other ways that you can find out via the description are other awesome ways to support our operation at College Football with Sam. We are becoming the best. We want to be the best. Thank you all for making that possible. Rutgers has earned their first Big Ten victory of the year, standing at 1-4. Illinois stands at 2-3 in Big Ten conference play. The Illini are favored by a whopping 12.5 points, which, given how Illinois plays, my thoughts on Illinois, the consensus power ratings thoughts on Illinois, I was a little bit shocked by. But Rutgers is indeed viewed by power ratings and models as a bad football team, as a below average team. In the FBS standings, they're probably just average, and in the Power 4 that translates to a football team with plenty of questions. Let's start off by talking about the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. They played Ohio competitively, struggled against Miami of Ohio for about a quarter or two, beat Norfolk State as they should. They competed with what is now widely recognized as one of the 25 best teams in America, the Iowa Hawkeyes, who are power rated top 20, top 25, depending on where you look. I think they're very underrated. That was a game that actually told me that Iowa was probably good, that they could go on the road at Rutgers, struggle in the secondary, and yet come away and win by double digits. Rutgers then proceeded to lose to Minnesota, lose again to Washington. They got humiliated at home by Oregon, and after that, they kind of had to pick themselves off the mat, and they did. And they beat Purdue 27-24. This is a team whose strength is KJ Duff, Ian Strong, Athan Kaliakmanis. In theory, their offensive line was supposed to be very good this year, but they've been dealing with injuries and just have not had any cohesion to be able to put forth a consistent effort. It reminds me a lot of what Georgia went through last year. Had plenty of good players on the offensive line, couldn't get anything going due to injuries, similar to what Ohio State suffered last year. That's what Rutgers' current situation is like. They just don't have the talent that Georgia or Ohio State did last year to really overcome that, and consequentially, along with a defense that's outside the top 130 in most metrics, they can't get anything going. They need every win that they can find, because at Ohio State is going to be tough, and Penn State and Maryland and even Illinois are power rated higher than Rutgers is. So they could realistically lose out and go 4-8, but they could also probably squeak by with some wins to close out the month of November. For Illinois, a team that feasts on turnovers, that knows how to win competitive contests, that's well coached and disciplined, but they are not perfect on either side of the ball, especially in the trenches on offense. And on defense, what they have hung their hat on under Brett Bielema for most of his time has been their secondary, whether that is under their current defensive coordinator or past defensive coordinator Ryan Walters, now defensive coordinator with the Washington Huskies, and Illinois' current defensive coordinator Aaron Henry has come under fire for the fact that they've been known for their secondary, and this year it is wildly underperforming. And while they're okay up front, good, I would even say, okay might be disrespectful, my bad on that, they are not great. Illinois isn't really great at anything outside of quarterback play and their top-end wide receivers. It's why they were able to beat USC. They were able to beat Purdue. They won their non-conference games. but it's also why Indiana destroyed them, Ohio State beat them down pretty hard, and Washington also beat them down pretty hard. They need a rebound here. Now they're on a 2-game losing streak. As for the key players and the matchups to talk about here, what I'm curious to see is whether or not Illinois can force the fact that they are the better team down Rutgers' throat, or if Rutgers can stay in this game because their passing offense should be able to take advantage of the Illinois secondary in the exact same way Illinois' passing offense should be able to take advantage of Rutgers' secondary. Both of these defenses match up pretty poorly against the strength of these offenses. Now, Rutgers' offense nor Illinois' are all that special, but in this specific matchup, I would expect them to put a bunch of points on the board. I don't think any of these DBs are equipped to deal with some of these top-end receivers whatsoever. I mean, whether it's Hank Beatty or Justin Bowick for Illinois, or whether it's KJ Duff or Ian Strong for Rutgers, and Luke Altmaier and Athan Kaliakmanis, especially Altmaier, but also Kaliakmanis, have impressed me this year. They're going up against defenses that are outside the top 100 in points allowed per play. I mean, Ohio State hung points on them and was able to move the football methodically down the field in part due to turnovers, but also the fact that when they decided to pass the ball, they were able to shred this secondary. Indiana destroyed this Illinois secondary. Washington did as well. And then for Rutgers, we watched the Oregon game. Iowa, Mark Gronowski had one of his best games at Iowa from a passing standpoint against that Rutgers secondary, and Purdue was able to move the football on them consistently and sustainably. So these offenses should put up fireworks. This should be a shootout similar to what last year's game was. For Rutgers, pay attention to Athan Kaliakmanis, KJ Duff, and Ian Strong. Defensively, look out for their defensive ends, Eric O'Neill and Jordan Walker, along with cornerback Bo Mesco. And for the Illini, very similar. Luke Altmaier and Hank Beatty, the QB1 wide receiver 1 combo for the Illini. Tackle J.C. Davis. He's been their best offensive lineman by a mile, probably their only good offensive lineman, their left tackle. Curious to see how he holds up and how the rest of the Illinois offensive line holds up, because Rutgers O-line and D-line, not so good, similar with Illinois. And when you have those type of underperforming units in the trenches, if just one of them shows up, the game can get out of hand pretty quickly. This game has a ton of variance to it. I don't feel comfortable picking it. But Illinois' defense, they got James Thompson Jr., Kurt Neal, Tamiwa, can't even read his last name on the screen, but one of their key defensive tackles, and then linebacker Dylan Rosiak. Plenty of good players on that defensive front for the Illinois Fighting Illini. I think that while Rutgers should, in theory, be able to keep up with Illinois and trade punches with them, Illinois has at least shown me that they are capable of running the ball and stopping the run, especially when they are at home. And I just don't think Rutgers is going to be all that great at it. Rutgers and Illinois should be able to pass the football effectively against each other, but Illinois should do a better job at game control. And I think Brett Bielema is a better staff than Greg Schiano and the better overall team. So I am going with Illinois to win and also Illinois to cover. Excuse me. Or Illinois to win and Rutgers to cover, actually. Although if there is one change I would have to make, it would be picking Illinois to cover. I think Illinois wins. I'm confident they win, about as confident as I can be between two average, mediocre Big Ten teams. I'm picking Rutgers to cover for the sake of 12.5 points being a big number in a game between two teams where there's a lot of variation. So Illinois, I think, should win by 2 scores, but 2 scores can mean 10 or 11 points. It doesn't have to be 13, 12, or 14. And even if it were 12, well, Rutgers then covers. So it's a safe bet for me that Illinois wins by 1 or 2 scores in most of those outcomes. That's Illinois winning, but the Scarlet Knights covering. In regards to the Big Ten standings, both of these teams are out of the college football playoff race, but Illinois is in a position to where they could finish in the top half of the Big Ten if, say, they win out, and there is a solid chance that they do. As for Rutgers, a win here can get them one win closer to bowl eligibility. They host Maryland and Penn State that sandwich the Ohio State game on the road in Week 13. So a win here makes 7-5 possible, and I think 7-5 with the schedule they were provided would be a successful season. Don't think they get it done this week, but perhaps next week or in the coming weeks, Rutgers can earn a win or two and go bowling. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure, if you haven't already, to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment your analysis and thoughts down below so I can reciprocate my thoughts with you in the comment section, and check out anything on these end screens that are up here. Whether it's a recommended video or playlists for teams that I'm talking about in a preview, prediction, or a reaction, make sure to hit the notification bell on those, scroll through them, and watch any suggested videos if you are interested. Thank you for helping college football with Sam become the best and the biggest college football brand and channel on YouTube and other social media platforms. We will reach that one day because of your support.